Domenico101MMA.com.
Domenico from Domenico 101 MMA, and I'm happy to have Elizabeth Vander Horst here today, who's fighting out of New York, and she's actually fighting one of our New England fighters, Kerri Kenneson, for the flyweight title, is it?
Yeah, 125-pound title.
Awesome. So you're both up and coming amateur fighters. You're 3-2. Kerri, I do believe, is 3-1. You're going to have a great battle, and basically, I would imagine that's kind of your home turf because you're from the New York area, correct?
Yes, yep. I'm fighting out of Rochester, New York.
Awesome. And have you fought for this organization? You're fighting for Gladius 24. Have you fought for this organization before?
Yeah, I fought for them quite a bit. I actually represented Gladius in the Fighter Source tournament for the world title. I made it to the national title, and that was the fight that I lost in January last year. But that was an awesome tournament. I represented them for their female 125-pound fighter, and then my first fight was for them, and then my most recent fight was for them. So they're a good organization. They run out of Ithaca Ultimate Athletics, and Ryan Ciutoli runs Gladius, so they're good guys to fight for.
Well, that's awesome. That's a great organization that you're with. They're treating you good. You fought for a title. That's great. You're on your way up, and you're actually fighting for another title with one of our very special fighters, because Kerri's very well known in the New England area, and what problem I'm seeing with a lot of women fighters is you guys can't get fights. You can't get enough women in the game to fight you up.
Yeah.
And it's great to see this fight happening, because you guys both got really good records, and you're both really well known in your area. And it's going to be a great battle. So, do you know anything about Kerri? Have you looked at any of her past fights? Because she has been watching you a little bit, and we do know you're pretty damn good on the ground, and you're around 5'11" or so.
I'm closer to 6 foot. I'm just shy of 6 foot.
So,
yeah, I've been watching all of her fights and studying them and breaking them down quite a bit.
Excellent.
It's always good to study your opponent and have a good game plan, and that's what I've been just drilling, is watching her fights, studying how she works in the ring, and coming up with a game plan from there, and just drilling that over and over and over again.
That's
yeah.
That's awesome. She's a great person. She's a really good girl, and I've seen you on Facebook, and I can tell, you're both very classy, up and coming fighters. What is your future plans like after this fight? Win or lose, are you looking to have a couple more AMI fights, or are you looking to get move up to professional sometime?
The goal is to go pro at some point. I would like a couple more amateur fights after this. I haven't been doing this that long. This is still, I'm still green at this. I mean, my first fight ever wasn't even 2 years ago. So, I'd like to have a couple more fights, and then go pro. So that's kind of my plan, but right now I'm just focused on this fight ahead, but yeah, the eventual goal is to go pro.
That's awesome, and I'm sure you have a great coach, great camaraderie around your gym that they know how to bring you up right. And what camp do you fight out of in New York?
So I'm with Bedroc Martial Arts in Rochester, and I've been with them from the beginning. So they've laid the foundation and taught me everything I know, essentially. I actually moved back after my last fight in August. I moved back in September or October, I guess October, to Fort Lauderdale. So I kind of spent half my camp this time at MMA Masters down in Miami, and then half of it back at Bedroc. I came home to really get ready for this fight and train what I need to do for this fight. So it's been an interesting camp. I've done some traveling. I went out to Jackson Wink for a week. That was cool. There were great guys out there, and then came home, and I really wanted to work with my coach, of course, for this fight. And we have a great relationship. He's a great coach, John Farrar at Bedroc, and it's been a great camp. So I'm really excited. Awesome.
I mean, we're excited in New England. I mean, to have one of our fighters come your way, and we've been waiting for her to get a fight, and to have a great matchup like that with you is it's great for us, and we're hoping that we get to share it here and see the fight live somehow. As far as I like to ask, up and coming fighters, how did you growing up? Were you into martial arts? Did you play sports? I mean, you're a tall girl, so I mean, did you play sports through high school and coming up the ranks like that? How did you get into martial arts?
So, like I said, I'm very green at this. I had never done any martial arts whatsoever prior to about 4.5 years ago, I guess. Maybe I stepped on the mats for the first time doing jiu-jitsu. And my husband is a professional fighter, or was. He hasn't fought in about, I don't know, a while, 3.5 years or so, 4 years. So it's something I'd always been interested in. Was like, wow, MMA is so cool, but I never thought I would actually be doing it. And so when I started dating my now husband, I wanted to come to the jiu-jitsu classes, and it just kind of clicked with me, and I really fell in love with it. And but I was going to grad school, and I didn't really focus on training too much until after I graduated, and I was like, I want to start coming to the striking classes and MMA classes and have a fight. And all the guys were like, yeah, you're going to get addicted, you're not going to want just one fight. And sure enough, I'm hooked, and it just kind of stuck. Growing up, no martial arts. I hadn't done this until I got kind of a late start, in my 20s, and doing this, and that's why I mean a recent thing. I was a horseback rider and a soccer player.
Yeah. I knew you had to be some kind of athlete. Well, the thing about it, Elizabeth, is, there's a lot of fighters that are coming into the game later in life, and they're prospering in the sport because they're not getting beat. They haven't got beat up through the younger years, so their bodies are still kind of fresh. So martial arts today, I mean, anyone can join at any time, and it depends on how much you want to work. You can just do it as a hobby, or as you started, you did it just to train, and you fell in love with it, and now you're gonna someday, hopefully, it'll be your main career. And I can't wait. And the funny thing about it, you've only been doing it 2 years, but three of your wins are first round submissions, I do believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
under a minute.
Yeah, exactly. So so you trained in it, and I'm sure your coaches and your husband now seen something in you that said, hey, this girl can actually do something with this. So, and that kind of atmosphere, the coaches don't push you into it, but they kind of give you a little nudge to see if you'll go. And only a few people have it in them that can actually fight in a cage, and you're doing it. And I'm glad. I'm very happy about it, and I'm very happy that you have this fight coming up with one of our one of our own New England fighters that we're very high on, and I thank you for taking this matchup, and I thank you Gladius Promotions for just getting this card and getting this fight together. Now, Elizabeth, do you want to give shout-outs? I know you're on social media. How we get in touch with you on Instagram, Facebook, anything like that?
Yeah, I do have kind of a complicated last name, but I do have a Facebook page, or you can follow my profile, because I am kind of maxed out on friends. But on Instagram, if you look up Valkyrie.vdh, that's my tag name. That's my MMA profile on Instagram that you can follow. And yeah, as far as shout outs, everyone at Bedroc is always, it's a big family. I think anybody who gets, really into it, they're just such a family that is so supportive. Everybody that dedicates so much of their own class time to being my training partner and drilling partner, that's just something that I never take advantage of, take for granted. I always notice those things, and really I'm thankful for that. And everyone at MMA Masters who let me train there, they're so great. And out at Jackson Wink for letting me train with some of them. And everyone at UFC Gym in Davie also. So they've all been a part of my journey, and this camp in particular, and I'm always really, really grateful for all of the immense support that I've gotten, and time, training. It's just really, really touching how people are just willing to just donate, just give you so much of their time and energy just to work with you to help you get ready for a fight. So
that's awesome. It's a great sport, Elizabeth. As you say, you MMA fighters, combat sport fighters, the most humbled athletes I've ever met. That's why I love the sport and love promoting it. So Elizabeth Vanderhorst, thank you so much for coming on. I'm gonna promote that fight. Hopefully it'll be going live somewhere where I can put it on, and all the New England people can see the fight. And I wish you luck, and
thank you.
I can't wait for this, a good battle, to see really two great up-and-coming amateur women, putting it all out there. And thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Okay, you have a wonderful day, and happy weight cut, okay?
Yes, thank you.
All right, Elizabeth, you have a great day, okay?
You too.
All right.
Bye.